Hey, what's up,
So
Sa?
welcome to York University's Undergraduate Psychology Student Association's podcast. And I'm your main host, Bushra, Vice President of Marketing.
And I'm your co-host, Aivien, who is the marketing coordinator. And today we are going to be talking about planning for your future as an undergraduate student.
So UPSA stands for Undergraduate Psychology Student Association, which basically means we are your psychology besties.
And UPSA also offers different kinds of services, and one of our services is the peer mentoring. So who knows, if you ever need a bestie, you can you can be a part of our peer mentoring programs. So you would be connected to an upper year level student, and they can be someone you can just speak to about any concerns that you have, and also can help you with your academic journey. And we also have our peer tutoring services, which Bushra would be talking about.
So we have our peer tutoring services, which we offer free services to students for several psychology courses. We also work with psychology professors and directors to create mock exams for you.
And we also have many events that we plan throughout the school year. And one of the biggest ones that we have is the Get Psych Social. Who knows, again, you can meet your new friend there. And we also have the Meet the Profs, which is an academic event wherein you can connect with professors and meet them and talk about your interests and stuff like that. And referring back to the Get Psych Social, Bushra, do you want to talk more about the event?
I remember it was my first time as a UPSA member. I was a marketing coordinator and I hosted Get Psych Social. And though it was my first event, it turned out to be the biggest social that at least UPSA has ever seen. And the students, there were so many people and it was a blast. But if you want to check out our website and our other social medias, it will be linked down in the description below.
Perfect. And we also have our current volunteers who are helping with the newsletter called the UPSA Gazette. And we also have our podcast that you're listening to right now. Planning for your future in general can be daunting. However, it doesn't have to be. So I'd like to pass this on to Bushra, who can talk more on how you can go through your undergraduate journey.
So progressing through your degree, I know it could be a hard thing, but using degree progress report has helped me. So in my first 2 years, I used to be really stressed, oh my God, how am I gonna, what credits I'm supposed to take, what courses I'm supposed to take. Sometimes I can't get hold of the advisors. So I feel like this tool is really helpful especially for, the freshers that are coming in, because it really keeps track of the courses that you have completed or the ones that you have to take. So I would say utilize your time in going through and making sure how to take care and using this tool. I think this is the best tool that I have used so far in York University. It really has helped me keep track of my progress. It even lets you see what more electives you could take. And, though York University's website is helpful, I feel like this tool is really important for every undergraduate student, especially for a psychology student where you have to take multiple courses and it's hard to keep track, keeping planners and stuff. So this is the best one that you could use so far. So keep an eye out for the freshers.
Yeah, I love that you pointed out how useful it is to use the progress degree report. Yeah. I think for me, with that being said, it gives you an idea of what courses you need to take, because I know a lot of students are a bit confused, oh, am I allowed to take this course? Or it also mentions, I guess, the prerequisites.
Yeah.
So having that resource is very helpful. And I'd like to jump into talking about what experiences you would like to have as a psychology student. I think for me, I found it very useful to talk to professors and my TAs after my classes. It gives me an idea of what are my interests, do I want to pursue this in the future if I want to go to grad school? And it also opens up an opportunity to network with other people. Okay. If you're ever interested to getting into a lab, it's the best gateway for you to get into a lab, just to talk to them after class or before class. And if you ever have additional questions about the course, they're more than happy to help you with that. And you can also like book an appointment with your TA. I did not know about this until like I spoke to one of my TAs, and they're helpful with like viewing your essays if you ever need help with that. And like I mentioned, gaining research or lab experience is very important for students if you're planning to attend graduate school. And being in a research lab not
Yeah.
only like enhances your research or your critical thinking skills, but it also allows you to explore like which topics you'd want to do if you ever get into your masters and things like that. And aside from that, being connected and gaining volunteering experience is valuable as well. And a good example of this would be checking out the YU Connect website. That's how I found out about UPSA. So if you ever have like a certain interest, there's always a club that's dedicated to serving that kind of community, or just like something that you're interested, or like for example if you have any hobbies. And as students as well, if I know like the year can be overwhelming, so Bushra, like what's one way for you to de-stress?
De-stress for me, it was personally like, I know first year could be a lot, and I would like, use my time being in university, go to all these events. It's best way to meet people, and you're not only looking for connections, you're looking for a fun time. So I really loved going to Get Psych Social. Like, it was one of my first UPSA events, and it was bomb. Like, it was so huge. Like, there was so many people in it, and I got to meet so many people. And de-stressing could also work if you're going through like these socials, and not just these, you could go to other club socials. And York University offers a lot of events, especially during the orientation week and like the first month of school. So you should utilize your time. Don't be completely stuck into academics. I feel like you should use all your time just like doing other stuff. Do things that you love.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah.
I love that. Like I said, it's good to connect with your community and finding that space that where you feel comfortable with. So it doesn't always have to always be your academics all the time. So yeah. And like I mentioned, even though there's always time for you to de-stress, if you ever plan to get into grad school, you can also check out these graduate student website. It's called the Pump. It's an organization run by graduate students. It's called the Psychology Undergraduate Mentorship Program, and they have a website. So this organization is currently run again by graduate students, and they offer one-on-one mentorship opportunities for undergraduate students throughout the school year. And they also offer like very insightful workshops every semester. Busha, have you ever had any experience with Pump before?
They had personally set up a mentor for me. So it was actually so much more easier. Getting a mentor is like, you get to see them when school starts. And then I think the best thing was how they told me to navigate university, because you don't really have anyone here, and you meet people much more later. So these mentors not just help me academically, even like handling my social life in university, because I was being such an introvert. I wouldn't go to any of the events or anything, and I get it. Everyone is like that in the beginning. If you're not coming with a group of friends, it can be hard, but I feel like it's the best to get a mentor. You could get a mentor through UPSA and even other clubs, because UPSA doesn't only like register just like for psychology students. We're really open to everyone, and our mentors are open to everyone. So I feel like it was like the best decision I did by taking up a mentor in my first year.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend it. Even for me, in my third year, I had a mentor through Pump, and they gave me advice of like what I need in my resume to make me a very strong candidate for graduate school. They also talked about their personal experiences, like, oh, do I actually want to pursue something that's related to what they're planning to do? So you should definitely like take a look at your emails, because I know York also like sends out emails to all psych undergraduate students. Yeah. And also I'd like to mention, this is also another plug. OPSA also offers like an opportunity for students to do a Q&A session with graduate students. So it's for students to hear about graduate students' experiences and to get the glimpse of what is it's like to be a graduate student. So stay tuned by following our social media accounts, which all will be linked in our bio on our Instagram account and through the description below, and for any other future announcements that we have.
Thank you guys for watching What's Up Sub podcast.
If you have any questions, you can reach out to our socials, or you can also find our email in the link description below.
Stay tuned for the next episode.
Bye!
Oh my god, I'm so excited.